Paris, I don't know, 3-4 million. How many records? I know it's more all the time. How many records have you gotten out there to the people, Paris?
4 million, just about 4 million exactly.
Well, so now it's 4 million.
Yeah.
Since the last time I had you on the show. Yeah, you're also branching out into film making and producing films and distributing films. Quite a eclectic group of films. Last time I checked.
Yes, yeah, that's the next. That's the final frontier for me, is to branch out of just doing music alone and start doing films and putting out messages in the visual medium. The first project is called Sounds Like a Revolution, and it'll be out third quarter of next year. And it's a film about musicians who want to make a difference and kind of details the consequences that we've all faced as a result of our beliefs in this post 9/11 environment, where dissent is stifled, and the media outlets that we have come to rely upon self-censor. It features me and Michael Franti and Anti-Flag, and the Dixie Chicks are in it. Henry Rollins. The Coup, I believe, it's going to be narrated by Erykah Badu. It's a pretty involved undertaking.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of them. Another one is called Nation Building, which is kind of along the same lines, but it's more hip-hop centric. And, there are some other films that are kind of already in various stages of completion. I don't really want to start films from the beginning. I know when you make your films, you pretty much do them from start to end. I'm looking really to buy into existing films.
No, I understand,
people,
and that's great. Let's
shift.
shift.
People kind of haven't, they can't, finish them because of economics.
Let's shift gears. Now, should prospective filmmakers run stuff by us? Should they email you at Gorilla Funk or send you a trailer?
Absolutely. Yep, please do.
And
please do.
And you're going to be putting these out. Go ahead.
Well, because ordinarily, people who are making films, most people who are independent filmmakers, have money issues. So if they can send their their films in whatever stage of completion that they're in to us, I'll review it and see if we can fit it into what we're doing over here. Of course, the message has to be consistent. And my film deal is actually with TheVinveezy through Universal, and the record side is through Fontana Universal.
Wow, that is exciting. So folks can
definitely put some Alex Jones films out.
I know. We got close to doing that, and I had the baby, and my wife had the baby the last 8 months, and I just couldn't give your great offer a proper consideration. So I apologize, but hopefully in the future we can do something. But now, Paris, we're about to break and come back in a long segment, so there won't be all these breaks in front of you. But briefly, get into the new single and when a new record's coming out and how folks get that.
The new single is called "Don't Stop the Movement." The video, believe it or not, just got added to MTV, which was kind of a surprise, because the video is pretty much a kind of a very visual interpretation of the people rising up and overthrowing the government. The album is available everywhere online for sure. I have partners with Best Buy and Virgin Music and all the traditional brick and mortar outlets, but in order to ensure that you can find it, it's just best to order it online, and you can go anywhere. The other thing that's interesting about this project in particular is that there is a scholarship and housing contest that I'm offering in it, kind of as a golden ticket type of a contest, where there are 3 chances to win $10,000 towards higher education or housing for anybody that happens to find one of these tickets in the CD.
Awesome.
Yep.
So this is
only available in the CD. You can't, you can't participate by buying it online.
But this isn't your daddy's Willy Wonka. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth, or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong, or would you turn and walk away? What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for true? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk
I see a
away?
message from the government, like every day. I watch it and listen and call them all suckers. They wanted me about Osama or whatever. Picture me buying the scam, I said never. You in tune to a hard truth soldier spitting. I stay committed, gives a to die, I lose commission. It's all a part of fighting devil state mind control. And all about the battle for your body, mind, and soul. And now I'm hoping you don't close your mind so they shape you. Don't forget they made us slaves, gave us AIDS and raped us. Another Bush season mean another war for profit. All in secret so the public never think to stop it. The Illuminati, 666, all connected. Stole the votes, they control the race and take elections. It's the Skull and Bones Freemason Kill Committee. See the dragon getting shittier in every city.
What would you do if you
What would you do?
all the things we knew?
All right, folks, we are back live. That's an oldie but a goodie from 7+ years ago. Check it out at GorillaFunk.com. Got Jeffrey Smith coming up in about 25 minutes. Paris, continuing our discussion about activism and media. Universal approaching you, getting your stuff out that way. More and more alternative, powerful, anti-establishment information is being allowed out because the old media, as you know, the establishment media is having trouble selling their tired old propaganda, their products, and it's kind of, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm seeing this everywhere where even, I am accepted, not on big national TV shows, but on mainline radio, international media, by liberal, conservative journals. They're having to admit that everything I talked about, you talked about, and others talked about is coming true. Can you speak to that, the fact that this struggle of awakening, I really see a chance of us turning the corner here?
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think that, at least in my experiences, it's amazing. Like, I went on Hannity and Combs, and I was being broadcast from a satellite, I guess a satellite feed in San Francisco, because I'm from the Bay Area out here in California. And the people that worked at Fox knew the music and were warm, man, and really embraced the message. And they were like, man, we can't stand working here, which was not what I expected.
I've had CNN and Fox people behind the scenes tell me the same thing. I've had hosts call me at the office after I was on a few times and saying, we got record ratings the last 2 days you were on, but you are now banned. This wasn't from programming. This was from the business office, from the board, said, do not put him back on. So exactly, we've got the people on the inside more than anybody knowing it's all staged. Yeah,
and they, and people just appreciate it when somebody comes out, like you or me, comes out and says what needs to be said, and can put out material that people can relate to, man, that reflects their real life existence. I think that the success that I've had is that I've really kind of taken pains to endear myself to the public so that people understand that I really do care. This is not like a fast track to riches doing what we do by any stretch of the imagination.
You've got incredible talent and had plenty of chances to sell out, and I'm not saying I've got some great talent, but I've been approached. I've been approached many times.
But this is taking the hard road, and sticking with it and remaining consistent, man. That's just kind of been my focus.
Does that make it that much sweeter to be as successful as you are over and over again, taking the road, being self-made, creating your own distribution system, everything you did?
Oh, of course. Being able to do what I want to do, kind of when I want to do it, and to work with the people that I want to work with. Because I'm at the stage in my career now where, I don't want to do just anything. Obviously, I think the lowest point in my career was producing a Tony Braxton record. I don't know if you know who that is or not.
Yeah.
But it was like I was going through the motions, man. And the music was like something you would hear in the dentist's office. And to me, music is only really engaging when it moves you, emotionally.
Well, your music certainly moves me. I see it more as poetry, with the music in the background, really.
Well, thank you.
Speaking of the way the world's changing, I witnessed urban warfare troops in the Marines and Army training to take over our cities, arrest our citizens, confiscate our guns. And that was really the wake-up call for me in 96, 97 when I physically saw this. and had always heard the stories, but then found out it was true. And now they're announcing, yeah, troops on the streets of America. The governors won't be in charge. The executive branch is above Congress. Congress was threatened 7 weeks ago with martial law if they didn't go along with the banker takeover bill. And I mean, I think one reason people are waking up now is because it is late in the game, and the establishment is really, I mean, the Queen of England just abolished the Parliament in Canada because they were about to throw her people out and said, I am the head of state, and then pulled out her director general. That's in Reuters, who really is the dictator. And so they're even having to admit now that Commonwealth nations never got out from under the Queen. That's in Reuters today.
Interesting.
Can you speak specifically just to the expanding police state?
Well, you know that for example, the Patriot Act is not going to be repealed. I know that a lot of people thought that was going to be the case when Obama came into power, and there was going to be like this large cash infusion in the social programs, and an immediate pull out of Iraq and that kind of stuff. And